everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's matchup, we should have a fun one on our hands. It's the Dolphins coming in at 5-5, going up against the 49ers, who come in at 4-6. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup. All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to rain-soaked Miami, Florida. Today, of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the San Francisco 49ers and the Miami Dolphins. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. They come out here in the eye. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Okay, the starters for the Miami Dolphins offensively. Charles, who are we highlighting?
Got to highlight Jay Ajayi, their running back. Came out of Boise State as a 5th-round pick, but most people had his talent much more like a 2nd round. There were some medical concerns with the knee, but he can do it all. Run, catch, block. He's truly a 3-down back.
And he whips that one incomplete there. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
Navarro Bowman makes anyone's short list for the best linebackers in the game.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6.
We got 3. Blue 10.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Jordan Cameron is tight end, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. First carry for Carlos Hyde. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The starting 11 on your screen now, and the one we discuss is Torrey Smith.
You would do worse than to just call long pass plays and throw it to Torrey Smith. He can certainly take the top off of any defense.
Hey, 91.
And the snap comes at 1. Now Kaepernick. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback, because he had no chance to block it.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. He's got time in the pocket. Cooper's got it. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd. And Cap, of course, was a great baseball player, drafted as a pitcher. He kind of showed his arm right there, didn't he?
Yeah, he let that one go, didn't he? That was a catcher putting down the #1 signal for the fastball and turning it loose. It was needed in that situation, though. He had to throw a tight spiral and a hard one in order to get it in there for a completion.
A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
Okay, time now to meet the starters defensively for the Miami Dolphins.
And let's start with Xavier Howard, a cornerback out of Baylor. He's one of the top 50 players on my board coming out of the draft in 2016, and I don't think he's going to disappoint. Long, lean, has excellent ball skills.
Now Kaepernick throwing on second down. Kaepernick hit, fumble. He lost the football.
Plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And with the play clock almost out, Chip Kelly's going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now they face a 3rd down after the fumble on 2nd down. Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And out come the Dolphins now. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went
and
3
now
and
to have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'm trying to do better here. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
7 yards on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Tannehill now to give to Ajayi. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So the run gets him the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs.
Ready, 380.
They come out here in the eye. They'll run it with Williams. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
They'll try to run with Ajayi. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll make it 3rd and goal.
Got to give a lot of credit to the defensive front there. They held their ground, pretty much stoned them on that play, and ended up creating a lost yard.
And he's going to bowl his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Ajayi with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins are going to take a first quarter lead. Now Andrew Frank's on for the point after.
kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. And he'll get it up the middle. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Again, it's Hyde. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So he runs it for 1 yard, then no gain. I don't know that you go back to that well here on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know that you do as well, but if you want to get the ball to him, if you want him to have it, maybe you get him into space and throw it to him.
In motion right is Smith. From the gun on 3rd down, Kaepernick. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how they would beat those coverages each and every time, and it paid off on that play.
In motion left, that's Cooper. Kaepernick to Hyde on the draw. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40.
And Carlos Hyde's such a physical, tough runner. People are talking about him changing his style. I don't think he should change a thing, and I know he wants to add catching the ball to his arsenal as well.
One thing's for sure, he said in the offseason he told us he's happy to be in a Chip Kelly offense, isn't he?
No doubt about it.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. And caught by Curley. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. 2nd down now after the pass completion. On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing is Kaepernick on 3rd down. No, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
The field goal unit's going to stay put on the sideline. They're going to go on 4th down here. Kaepernick, they're going for it on 4th. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So a little grabbing there, but this time it goes against the offense for holding. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. To throw on 2nd down is Tannehill. And caught by Cameron right side. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
3rd and long, it's Tannehill. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So a big sack on 2nd down. Now let's see what the offense has in store for 3rd. Foster alone in the backfield. Now Kaepernick. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And it's fielded at the 34. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Out comes the Dolphin offense now as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. They'll come out in the pistol. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And Cameron has it over the middle. Stays on his feet. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. Brought in over the middle by Grant. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player. Well, they decided to air it out a little bit on that play, take a shot downfield, but the coverage was really nice, able to get a hand in and tip it away.
7 yards remain now on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's got him. It's the tight end, Cameron. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Jordan Cameron as the first half is winding down. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. So bad mistake there by the kickers. The ball goes out of bounds. Wides in the game, 4 of them to the right side. On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. Finding time, and he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. So the 2 teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando, and with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Larry Ridley. Both Teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And the out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty.
You can see the looks on the faces of the rest of the team. You have one job to do. Just kick the ball and play.
Well, that's exactly right, Charles. The kicker, this is just inexcusable.
Absolutely inexcusable. Everyone out there slugging it out for the entire game. Execute your job.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
On second down, here's Kaepernick. Over the middle, Cooper with it. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Here's Kaepernick to throw. Smith catches left side. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Torrey Smith, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. And this is back to a 5-point game. After the touchdown, it's Dawson on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. To throw on second down is Tannehill. He finds Taylor, complete. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. Fresh set of downs here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Slot man moves right. They run with Ajayi. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle there to Aaron Lynch. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
Here's Tannehill now on second down. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-armed guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Tannehill on first down. They dump off underneath to Ajayi. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
One receiver left, two to the right. Play clock winding down. On second down, here's Tannehill. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only a gain of a yard there, but it indeed gives him a new set of downs.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. He'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Here's Ajayi. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there. And it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now Tannehill is going to turn here and take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Eighth play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
A really nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. They go play action here on 1st down. Rolling to his right. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Down here in the red zone, you know your tight end's going to be a favorite target. Couldn't hang on.
And sometimes they just have to get out of their own head because they understand how tight windows are there and how many bodies are there. And sometimes they just overthink it and don't catch the ball.
1 receiver left, 2 to the right. On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. This is Ajayi. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
When DeForest Buckner was at Oregon, for much of his career, the opposite defensive end from him was Eric Armstead. And everyone wondered about these 6'7" guys. Could they get the leverage? Could they get low enough to make plays in the run game? I think the question just got answered with that one. DeForest Buckner knows how to bend and shed blockers and get upfield.
Now it's Ajayi. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. On 3rd and short to give to the tight end. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal.
They went for broke on 3rd down, and it would have really lit up the sideline if that one had worked. What do they do now on 4th down?
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And Frank's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So, Charles, I think from a defensive perspective, you have to look at that field goal there and consider it a win.
You were able to keep them within a touchdown, so no question about it. That was the kind of stand that keeps you in ball games.
The kicking team out for Miami as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent, but you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect it ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. On the left side, it's McDonald. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
First down, a run with Hyde. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down following the run. Hyde, the lone man in the backfield. From midfield, here's Kaepernick. Over the middle to Smith. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
No gain on the play there, second down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Here's Kaepernick to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Riley Cooper, and it's third down.
Whenever they're trying to attack a zone defense, you're trying to figure out where your gaps are going to be. And depending on what type of zone they're playing, it could be on the outside, it could be in the middle, it could be in the seams, in the edges. In this case, they tried to attack the middle of the field, but this zone defense didn't allow it because they were able to see the ball come off the quarterback's hands, and everyone was able to react to the football and knock it away.
On third and long, it's Kaepernick. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for Quentin Patton that time. And now it's fourth down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football. But today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Now Kaepernick. Got to have this one. And able to find Curley. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jeremy Curley, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers move back within a couple of the lead. All right, now a big two-point conversion attempt still to come. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. And the failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down one. What's the sense? I like what they did.
And it's a short kick, taken right around the 19. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done. Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. So the incomplete pass brings up second down. So the D-line's going to spread out. Another pistol look here. Second and 10. Tannehill once more. He finds Taylor. Complete. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Time running out here on the play clock. Now Tannehill. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Tremaine Brock. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
And McDonald here over the middle. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Kaepernick now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Andre Branch in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So this offense really needs to make something happen here late in the fourth with the football. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Around 2 minutes to go, and if the D can hold them, that'll end this one.
We always think about the offense attacking. In this case, I'm looking for the defense to do the same.
Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it that you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter, got to feel pretty good as a defense.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. On the left side, it's McDonald. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So now here come the Dolphins. 2-point game. They have the football. Their defense was able to do their job. Now can the offense just hold on here, Charles?
And they'd better, because after the job the defense did to give them the ball back with this lead, it's time for them to seal the deal and allow them to go to the locker room with a victory.
They'll try to seal the deal. Here we go. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. And they'll go on the ground. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And the 49ers going to take another timeout. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Third down and 8 now. Now Tannehill. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
And things aren't very even right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it? It's kind of the difference between driving on those paved roads and those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it? Because that's the way this game's going right now. A lot of bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country roads.
I certainly have. Plenty of family back there. God love them.
The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field. They're only in need of a field goal. A decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong, you don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time,
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He'll look to throw. Curley's got it, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And quickly, they get to the line. Back to throw. Smith catches left side. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A pickup there of 37. And it'll be a San Francisco first down. They come out 5. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. He's back to throw. And caught by Curley. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Cap gives to the tailback high. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On second down, high. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So this thing is all going to come down to the right foot of Phil Dawson. Footing obviously an issue in the driving rain. This one for the win. And the kick for the 41-year-old is up and good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3.